Hello. Today I want to talk about lying, like speaking a lie, okay, among kids and also maybe teens, and how to handle that. You have to know that when you realize or when you discover that your child is speaking lies, okay, then first of all, you should be happy that there's a development. I remember when my son was 4 and we kind of celebrated his first lie. Why? Because lie, like to say a lie at a certain age, shows that there's some memory development, like brain development, and this is very necessary. However, they are neurotic liars. If you want to, if you detect a lie and like it's a neurotic lying, which is like your child, or if you're a teacher in school, there's someone who everything that comes in from their mouth is just a lie. Then know this: it's either they're afraid of you as a parent, or afraid of you as a teacher, or they are copying you. Those are two issues. It's either they are copying you, or they are afraid of you. So if they are copying on you, if they are copying you, then it's about you to change. It's not about them. Then it's about you to start realizing when, in what occasions do I speak lies, and then work on yourself. If they're afraid of you, that means it's either you're a tyrannical parent, or you are a bit harsh on the child, or there are things happening in the life of the child that they don't want to communicate with you. Okay? So those are two main issues. Now, how do I address that one? So you are lying. When are you, in what occasions are you speaking a lie? So let's take this. In most cases, you realize if you have, if you are sick, like tiny, tiny, tiny lies, like you are sick and you don't tell your child, I'm sick. Okay? If mom, if mom is having a period, just say I have a period, and let that one be a teachable moment. Let the children ask you, what is a period? What is a menstrual cycle? And then let it be a teachable moment where you have the time to teach the children how that, like what all that's about. The reason why we lie is because we want to keep the children, like well behaved, or we want to show how perfect we are. And this is like really chaotic, because immediately you think, oh yeah, I want them to be well behaved, and you know use a lie to show them, to keep them well behaved. When they realize that it was a lie, you are going to regret it. If you are a dad, if you are afraid of police, just tell your children, hey, you know what? I can't. Police, I cannot take police. I don't like police. Just let them know. If your mom works in as if your mom works as a waiter, if your dad was a like a criminal once, just talk about these things so that the kids know. Okay. So these are key things. This is how you avoid lying, but just keep telling the truth. It's going to help you. Um, Another another way is to another way that I found interesting is like we are lying to impress the neighbors, and we want the children to be well behaved to impress the neighbors. Okay, so we want to say lies, we want to live a lie, and this is like how we, yeah, this is the saddest thing. That's how majority of us live. You want to say a lie, treat your children, like when the guest comes, do this and this and this, and in normal situation, they don't do that at home. So only when a visitor comes, then they should behave. So that's already like living a lie. And these children are very sensitive to this, and they will spot those ones, and then they will start behaving the right way with the neighbors, and thinking that the neighbors, or his or her neighbors later in life, plays a bigger role in their life, and therefore they have to live according to what the neighbors and outside people want. But inside the house, it doesn't matter. So those are the things that um, um, is like I find very critical when we keep lying to our to the young ones, and they will pick this one. So this one, that one, think about it. In conclusion, I want to talk about something that I also find very interesting. I work with students, and these cases always um, come out, and no one always want to talk about them, especially in the African context. I lived in Europe, I think, and I realized something that this has never been an issue over there. Why? Because most of my friends who even had like second children or had children with other people, it was so well addressed that they would say, yeah, this is my son, and then the way you handle that, the way you start dealing with a child is like you tell the children the truth from day one. So this is what happened. I had a girl in school, and she was telling me that her stepdad was raping her or sleeping with her because the dad told her that, you know, you're not my daughter, and for me to pay your school fee, I have to have sex with you before you go to before I bring you to before I pay your school fee. So for her, the currency she was paying was always this one, and this is something that I find really tough for the parents because we are always never having the facts right. Why? Because we always live life, you know, we leave the vulnerable kids to the very critical people outside to start poking up words in the names of you are fostered and blah 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 blah, which then triggers crazy emotions to the children than you yourself sitting down and talking about these issues critically and explaining this to your children. So this is something that I also want to talk about because that's also like a lie. It's always essential to just speak. I know that there are so many cases where someone says, I fostered this child and I'm not going to tell them until the right time. So that's very good. When the right time comes, you tell them. There are situations where they don't even tell them. And then a neighbor, someone somewhere, just one day, you know, pop up this information, and then it's like critical. This is also like living a lie, and this is like you live a lie, and then you put your child in, you expose your child to a critical situation also in future. So try to avoid lies in your life so that the kids also pick only the honesty and the truth that you always keep. So keep speaking truth as long as you can so that you avoid any destructive actions in future. So that was a bit about the topic of lying. Um, and did you know that any any biography is always a lie? Like people just want to write what they want people to know. So those are things that you have to think about. And I think from my point of view, insisting that your child speak the truth and the truth alone equals to the child speaking on, you know, like becoming a liar. So just observe on that. If you have any comment, please let me know. I would really be happy to know what you think about this and what you're experiencing with your children. If you're a teacher in school, do you have those kind of experiences? Would be nice to know. Thank you so much. And if you didn't subscribe yet, just subscribe and share this video. Thank you and bye.